Last year, this IUL gained 9.89% net of all fees, and the best part, it's completely income tax-free. Welcome, my name is Daniel. I currently serve 24 clients mentoring directly under industry leaders like Imran Andrew, and he has two policies we're going to take a look at today. The first policy is the one that fell just short of 10% gain tax-free. It had that 1.602 at the beginning of the year, 1.761 million at the end of the year. That's when you calculate it out as 9.89% tax-free. Now, in this case, you can see that he did have 1.3% fees. However, as it says in the green here, this fee is optional. It's probably because this person was using multipliers, was using an uncapped index, something of that sort, to where he doesn't have to do this, he just chose to do so. So when you were to take just this number here, that's the insurance charges, that's $6,400, that is 0.4% fees. Now, he of course added in that additional one to where it was 1.3%, but that probably allowed him to make a higher gain, so he was willing to do that. Also keep in mind, he's not paying premiums into this policy anymore, which is nice, but still, he doesn't have any policy bonuses, so these haven't kicked in at all. If you look over here on the left, there's no accumulation bonus yet. So if these are going to kick in, which usually happen year 15 plus, depends on the carrier, but once these kick in as well, not only will this fee here, let's assume that he turned this off, okay, so this fee is gone. Not only is that gone, but now he's gonna be getting policy bonuses that likely offset this cost of insurance here. And if they don't offset it, perhaps maybe it's 5,000 and it makes them much lower, but a lot of the times not only do they offset it, but they exceed the cost of insurance, which is the whole point of indexed universal life, is sticking in there for the long run. And there is early year fees. This policy has been enforced for quite a while, but once you get beyond that, that's where you really get into those glory periods of not having fees at all or having very little fees. And then the average, retroactive back to day one, that you can access income tax free, that's the number that we're trying to get very low. So a lot of people are very intrigued by indexed universal life, but have doubts, especially the farther a policy gets into being enforced. Can this outperform the index? How well is this going to do? Are cap rates going to be lowered? Can I actually see an example of a real policy where this has happened instead of just looking at an illustration? Totally valid question. And here's an example of this person doing it with well over $1 million. And keep in mind, now that he has made this gain, now that they have this 1.761 million, that is his new floor. If he doesn't use any sort of multipliers that charge an extra fee, if the market goes down the next year, that number is completely locked in. As this continues to grow to 2, 3, 4 million, same thing is going to happen each year. It's going to lock in and reset just like a ratchet wrench. When you turn it to the right, it gets tighter, but when you turn it to the left, nothing is happening. The bolt's not getting looser. You're not making anything, but you're not losing. This is a second policy, a little bit smaller one, less flashy, but I want to show this one specifically due to the fees. This policy has been around or in force for much longer. Again, you can see he's not paying any premiums in anymore, but he has the accumulation value there of 800,000. At the end of the year, 853,000. He gained 6.55%. Net of all fees. He can now take that out completely income tax free, and the 853,000, that is his new floor. And if you notice the cost of insurance here, that $1,500, if you divide that into the accumulation value, he is paying a 0.1876% fee this year to make that gain, and now he can access the money tax-free. Imran obviously put in the joke here at the top asking how much your financial advisor charged you because that fee is so low. That's the point with IUL. You have the front-loaded fees, but the longer you get in, the lower they get. And because that's the case, retroactive back to day one, your internal rate of return can be really strong. And what he didn't point out on here, which I want to focus on now, is if you calculated in the bonus, which he got this year, didn't do anything, didn't pay anything for that, but $1,370, if you calculate that in, really, you're only paying roughly $132 in fees. Divide that into 800,000, that is a 0.016% fee this year. So anyone who has a financial advisor, maybe you don't even have a financial advisor, you're just investing directly into a mutual fund and have to pay some small fee to be able to access that mutual fund. In this case, we have 0.016% fees after bonuses to be able to make that gain completely income tax free, and for that to lock in after you make the gain and know that that's the lowest you can go due to market downturns ever again. Hopefully this was helpful. We'll do more videos in the future going into real examples. If you want to take a look at what a policy could look like for yourself, see how you could earn those returns and not only get them tax-free, but lock them in so you never have to worry about losing again. If that's peace of mind that you would like to have, book a 20-minute quick consult with myself down below. I'll be more than happy to help, and I will see you there.